Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Keith Bolka Show. My name's Keith Bolka. Over the right here, I have Matt Stockstille. And last second, not really last second, I've had this for a week, but I was afraid to announce him because the last couple of guests I have announced, it fell through in any way. Not really a bad thing. I really hope they still come on as guests, but just being an adult sometimes sucks. We have Adam Skoda, everyone. Excited. First guest coming back. How you feeling, Adam?
I'm well, man. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling pretty ready. So, as I've kind of discussed with Adam, we've got like one or two topics we're going to go through, and then we're just going to go straight into an interview because I miss it and I crave it. So let's begin here. Also, we're going to be doing a little bit of like a rebranding type thing. Not really. We're just going to be doing some changes to the show. So this may be the last time you see the show in this kind of format, which is like really exciting, and I want it to be mysterious. So if you ask any questions, I will answer it. So ask questions. Going on to our first topic is Colt suspends manufacture of controversial AR-15 for civilian market. What does this mean? Why should we care? You shouldn't. But here's the thing. I guess like Colt is trying to like do some sort of PR thing or something right now. There's a ghost in the garage. What that noise you heard right there, sorry to cut off my thought, but there's a ghost in the garage. He's dropping things.
Not again.
Colt is suspending manufacture of controversial AR-15 for civilian market, which means that you can't buy a new AR-15. You have to go used now. It's kind of like when a car company decides not to make the next year of a car. You know what I mean? That, like, if you were in a market for an AR-15 and you couldn't get a new one, would you just go get a used one? Would that be like, Matt, if you were going to get one, would that be your mindset? Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let me get a 16, 17 model. Adam, do you have any thoughts on this? Do you think anything about this? Like, I'll put it like this. I tend to myself not really be a gun guy, but I think that if you are a responsible adult, I think you can have guns. I think that's totally fine with me. I think that if you are mentally stable, if everything's fine like that, I think you should be able to own a gun. You know what I mean? For whatever reason that may be, I think that's a freedom as an American. But do you think, I guess my question is, that them trying to do this, suspend this manufacture, do you think that this is going to help or hurt anything in the future?
Well, my opinion, I kind of think that it's kind of a bad move. I mean, that's just me personally.
No, yeah. Like, I think that if... Let's go to the comments real quick. Real quick, we have Dave Tepper, which... Remember that name because you know when I'm going to do my advertisements here in a little bit that Dave Tepper is going to be an important name there. He says, "What's up, gentlemen?" And you know we're talking about Colt right now, talking about this AR-15. Would love to hear your input into it. Stephen Phillips says, "What's up, hookers?" And not much, slut. How about you? And then Danny Sherman. What's going on, Danny Sherman? Old guest, if you guys remember. Everyone makes an AR-style weapon. Colt more than likely doesn't want one if there are guns to be used in a mass shooting, which makes sense, but you're not stopping people from getting that AR-15. You're stopping production of new AR-15s. What, is Colt going around to everybody's door and melting down everybody's AR-15?
I kind of feel like it's just like a solution, a long-term solution, but none of the problems now are solved at all.
Let me spin it even further for you.
You know?
They suspend AR-15, the newer ones, right? They become harder to find. AR-15s skyrocket their price. And now Colt has one of the most expensive guns ever made. But the thing that destroys that is they're still making AR-15s, just not for the civilian market. Police and military still get it. So they're still going to be in circulation. You just can't buy it unless you're part of the military or you're part of the law enforcement.
Okay, yeah, I'm kind of seeing something like, all right, that's a little extreme in my opinion. I think that they shouldn't be doing that, period, just because it kind of takes away like the whole aspect of having your own rights a little bit.
Well, also you have to realize this, like you can there should be certain things that you can't buy as a civilian that the military and law enforcement should have access to. I agree with that.
Sure.
Totally. Tanks. I don't think we should own tanks.
Yeah,
I think that's too much power for one goddamn man.
that would be sweet to operate one.
It would. It would. But if someone pissed you off and you had a tank, you would have a lot more balls.
I would say missiles.
Absolutely.
Missiles and explosive.
I'd go up to their lawn, right, and I'd take the little like cannon and I'd break one of their windows into their house, and I'd just be like, hey, I'm gonna replace this window, but don't fuck with me, and just like slowly
Exactly.
back out of the driveway. You know what
love that.
Like I couldn't, but AR-15, I don't think is in the same category as a tank or a jet that can fire off missiles, or whatever the hell SWAT teams have that are so fucking precious.
MP5s.
MP5s. But even then, maybe they should have MP5s. I want to hear you guys' comments on this. I want to hear what you guys all think about this. I think that it's something they're doing to appease. I don't think it's something they're really trying to do in like an aspect of saving people or stuff like that. I really highly doubt that.
So like Danny said, it's to keep their hands clean. I feel like he's got.
They just
point
don't
there.
want. Yeah.
But the hands are still dirty in military and police contracts.
If you're making guns, how clean
Yeah,
can
true.
your hands get?
True,
you know?
true. That's what I'm trying to say. Why not go all out? Why care about certain blood being on your hands than other blood?
Well, they've held out till now, I guess. It's not like there's a shooting
Because
yesterday.
they
for the
know
first
they
time.
have the gun people that they could get shot in the leg and they'd still be like, don't take away his gun in jail, boy. That's still his right. I know he shot me, but God damn it, we all need to be armed. Those people are behind you. Always. You could be like, hey dude, we're going to take away your handgun, but we're going to give you more guns. And they'd be like, you can take whatever you need from me. You know what I mean? As long as the promise is more guns, there's people out there always willing to do more stuff. Which is why it's weird that for once, the gun companies are no longer promising more guns.
I feel like someone in the future is going to do some like Elon move where they, not a flamethrower kind of thing, not an AR-15. They're just going to modify it just enough to where it's technically not an AR-15.
Colt is cutting
Someone's gonna
because
do
there
that.
is so many people that make one they can't corner the market. Which I agree. I guess in the sense of just like being a gun manufacturer, being in that mentality and lifestyle, it's a very bold move. I'll give it that. And it's also a very, it's just very out of left field, I guess, for me to see a gun company doing that, especially one as big as Colt. I could see the yeet cannon getting shut down or some shit like that. Which, if you didn't know, Adam, there was a story where a gun manufacturer held a contest to see what their new handgun would be called, and yeet cannon was the chosen choice. Which yeet is a popular phrase that is like to fucking launch something, basically.
Wow. It's crazy.
If you want to talk gun, I will come on the show. Hey, don't tempt me with a good time, Danny Sherman. I'll have you come back on. I'll totally have you come back on. So, we're going to leave this up for a couple more minutes. Anything else you guys have to say about this? Go ahead, let your piece be known now. I think I've kind of said my big runaround for it. I get why they did it. It totally makes sense, and in a sense of like,